The tornado ripped through this neighborhood. You can see the damage on this roof here behind me. It was found just outside the parking garage here on airport grounds. Not a dry eye on this field tonight. Parents hugging their children tight. They're not letting anyone in or out of the apartment complex for security reasons. Out of nowhere, the tornado picked up their car. To see an American flag thrown away like a piece of trash. They were inside their house when they believe it was hit by lightning. And what a horrible way to start the 4th of July. They're not sure when the power will be turned back on. The defense has asked for a mistrial, but at this point, the judge has not responded, and he actually doesn't have to respond to that request. Preparing for days, warning those who live by the Illinois River, with multiple Republicans reelected. But this time, officers say they don't know his condition. Tied those purple bows around every tree. Traffic is moving slow around this area. The judge ruled this afternoon that the defense would be able to bring up Crutcher's past interactions with police. We're also told he was last seen driving a silver Nissan Rogue. The stars and the stripes blowing in the wind.
I'm pretty sure there were some people rolling over.
A different story behind every name.
I can feel my father standing beside me with his arm around me, telling me, you're doing the right thing.
Colorful floral arrangements to remember those we love.
Any other veteran would be disheartened.
But Sunday night, this symbol of America ended up on the ground.
No flag should ever end up in the trash can.
I quite literally just burst into tears whenever I saw the flags in the dumpster.
Julia Gallagher took these photos, shocked at the disrespect.
We can't discard our flags like we're doing our veterans now.
Noelle Waller saw Gallagher's post on Facebook and drove to the Bixby Cemetery. She grabbed all of the flags from the dumpster and loaded them in her car.
The only choice is for them to be destroyed, but it needs to be done correctly.
She plans to give them to the Boy Scouts who placed them here for Memorial Day so they can retire the flags properly.
They were horrified.
The city owns this cemetery and posted this sign at the entrance.
I drive this road every day and I have never really noticed the signs.
The city sent to Works for You this statement, saying in part the flags were not taken down in accordance with accepted practices and that the flags will be delivered to the VFW for proper treatment.
The way that they handled it was very disrespectful and quite frankly unacceptable.
Red, white, and blue, the colors of this country, now given the honor they deserve. The story begins here, where debris still covers 41st Street. Limbs turned to spears sticking out of buildings.
I just nailed the gas and was trying to get out of there.
Less than 2 miles from home, they were coming back from a concert early Sunday morning.
So we got off of Memorial and turned on 41st Street, and we just got on top of the bridge, and it was raining sideways like crazy. What I was praying too is what saved us.
At one point, the short distance home seemed out of reach.
I think it picked the car up in the air and spun it around because it had 3 flat tires.
The tornado shattered their front window, 120-mile-an-hour winds hurling glass right into the car.
I looked up and I was like, whoa, and then it closed my eyes because it was getting in my eyes.
Glass in my mouth and everything is in my teeth. It was pretty terrifying.
Reliving the moment a day later in their front yard.
I'm just glad we made it.
Well, that was what a tornado looks like on a rental car.
So the story ends here, thanking God.
It's like a bomb went off.
They made it through together.
Yeah, it makes us closer together, and it brings more trust, which is awesome for a relationship.
Alongside this gravel road, a fence lined with American flags leads to a world only some know.
We've been here living 21 years.
Just a little outside Depew, a life with the bare necessities.
Actually, I was born nude, and I just never got away from it.
For Ray McCalmont, a life he's always wanted.
And I got into Dad's drawer in his desk, and there were nudist magazines. I opened it up and saw all those people without clothes on. I thought, wow, that's really neat. So I took off my clothes and ran out through the alfalfa field behind the barn and just enjoyed the dickens out of it.
Then he met his match, his wife, Diana.
And then one thing led to another one.
And we were married. We have the best of both worlds.
400 acres of beauty where birds are chirping and a golf cart is a must. There is one rule.
One of the things we do discourage is women looking at men and pointing. That's not polite.
with the chapel, pool.
They love water volleyball.
Yeah, that's the big thing around here.
They go crazy.
More than 1,000 people visit this nudist resort every year. They have water volleyball, 2 swimming pools, and a hot tub. And a restaurant. What more could you ask for?
People can live whatever lifestyle they choose. It's not for me to judge. I don't want people to judge me. I don't judge them.
Don't knock anything until you tried it. Keep an open mind.
It's the second largest nudist club in the U.S.
People confuse the nudist lifestyle with sexuality. It's hard for people in our culture to wrap their heads around the fact that there's a separation.
The resort opened in 1992, 25 years of memories on a collage in the clubhouse.
So, yeah, my daughter came out here one time when she's 14 now. She just turned 14 a couple days ago. But she came out when she was 4 or 5 and driving around and seeing everything. And that was what she always called it when we were coming out here. When we come out on visits afterwards, she'd always call it Naked Town.
Some pages empty, but soon to be filled as the National Nudist Convention starts Monday. The second time Oak Lake Trails has been the host.
God gave us our bodies, and he thought they were fine, so I don't know why we should, any of us, be very concerned.
The McCalman's deck overlooks God's country, a simple life with one essential: shoes.
We can't ever imagine going back and living in town again.
It's life Ray and Diana McCalman do together, hand in hand.
Yeah, you can see it. You can see the board.
Decades of beautiful music used to come from the heart of this piano.
That's the board. That's all the strings.
The instrument now turned to ash.
It was something that I touched quite often.
But Michelle Fox's song is still playing.
I've never dreamed in my life that I would lose everything except for what I was wearing. No.
Friday afternoon, Michelle and her husband Daryl lost everything when their home caught fire.
I wasn't sure if it was as bad as it was. It was bad.
They've lived here for more than 40 years. Now everything they've worked for is buried beneath the ashes.
And then there was no house. So to have to watch all of it was brutal.
On top of this pile sits the piano Fox has had since she was 9 years old.
And my father bought it for me to learn.
She plays every Sunday at church.
I do it as worship, and that's my gift or my talent. And it's very fulfilling.
Fox is left without a chance to practice at home. As the clouds pass by, she's leaving it in the hands of God.
He has a plan for this. I don't know what it is, but he has a plan for this.
She wishes her fingers could touch the keys again.
I wish I could play it just one more time.